Welcome back. Well, it's one of the 7 natural wonders of the world, and it's really what Arizona is known for, and millions of people visit it every single year. And that's why Arizona Highways Magazine is exploring the Grand Canyon and bringing us some breathtaking views. Robert Steve, as always, is here to show us some of those. Robert, nice to be on with you.
Thanks for having me.
It's always a pleasure. You bring us all these views that Arizona has to offer that people sometimes take for granted, right?
Yeah.
And what I love is next year has a whole theme, and we're looking at the first cover for 2017. And tell us about the theme for next year.
Well, we're doing, we've been around for 93 years, so we're always looking for some fresh and new idea, which is hard when you're that old. But so for the first time, we're going to do a year-long series. It's called the Explore Arizona series. So throughout the course of the year, we're going to pick 12 different places and really focus on that area and make it a theme issue. So January, of course, as you see, is focusing on the Grand Canyon.
The beautiful Grand Canyon. And the illustration on that is something important to note there, is that that's going to sort of carry it through all the issues, is that they'll be illustrated.
Yeah, one of your local wonderfully talented artists down here, Chris Gall, is doing all 12, and he sort of, brought the idea to us about the illustration, and it sort of coincided with our desire to do this theme issue. So, it's kind of got that vintage travel poster look, and we think it looks pretty cool.
Well, he's a very talented guy. I mean, just judging on the first one, we look forward to seeing what the rest of them look like.
Yeah, very cool.
And so we're talking about the Grand Canyon. What's that actually pictured on the front cover that he drew?
Well, that's a good question, because, and I'm expecting to get some letters from readers out there, and maybe some of your viewers too. We're allowing Chris to kind of do his own artistic interpretation of the place. So it's sort of the area you see, sort of the Bright Angel Trail area, but we've let him have some artistic liberty there. But obviously the colors and the river that you see down below, it is the Grand Canyon, but it's an artistic interpretation.
Artistic freedom. It's great that you guys are going to sort of let him have that.
Yeah, we will. Who knows what we'll hear from our readers, but we're giving it a shot.
Right. So you also brought along some cool pictures, as you always do. In this first one, there's so many different places within the Grand Canyon. This is Yaqui Point.
Yeah,
Did I say that right?
Yeah, right. And as you mentioned, I mean, so many different vantage points on the canyon. Honestly, we could do a Grand Canyon magazine every month and never show it all.
Right.
And this viewpoint is easy to get to, one of the viewpoints that you can drive up to in your car and take a look out there. So, of course, we're showing some snow there because it's still January when this issue comes out, and winter's still happening up at the canyon.
The contrast in colors is so beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, thank you.
And this next one, is it Moran or Moron?
Moran Point, named for the famous artist Thomas Moran, who painted there back at 100 years ago. Another beautiful lookout. This one's along the East Rim Drive that goes out toward Desert View Watchtower. When you talk to the people who live at the canyon and you ask them about their favorite viewpoints, this is one that they often reference. It's one of the highest points on the south rim of the canyon. And again, you can see how different it looks in this image from the last one.
It's beautiful, all those layers there. And next we have Yavapai Point.
Yep, this is yet another one of the beautiful lookout points there. And you look at this and you see how wintry that is. And the Grand Canyon, people sort of question whether we have 4 seasons in Arizona, and no place is that more evident than the canyon. And depending on what time of year you go there, you're going to get a very, very different experience. And honestly, I think winter is one of my favorite times up there. The crowds aren't as big, and you get a little more peace and quiet. Still people up there, but then the snow just adds another layer.
It transforms it almost. No question about that. So next we have Mount Hayden.
Yeah, this is cool. Mount Hayden is the rock formation that's sticking through, and what's happening there is something called an inversion, and it doesn't happen very often. Our photographer happened to be on the North Rim shooting when this happened over the summer, and those are just clouds that sit below the rim of the canyon, and obviously Mount Hayden is a higher point and managed to get through the clouds there, but a very rare occurrence at the Grand Canyon.
Beautiful.
Yeah, superb.
And this next question is sort of a testament to you can never capture the same picture twice, because we saw Yaqui Point to begin with, and now we're going to hit it again with this next picture.
Yeah, again, another very, very different shot. Photographers love clouds, and they love the sun, whether it's a bright day or a cloudy day, and sunset, sunrise is the time that they like to shoot, and this is one of those cases here. And again, you can see the snow and the sky there. Beautiful.
And so are your photographers, they're all in-house, right? Or can people contribute?
No, most of our photographers are actually freelance contributors, because to get those images that we're fortunate enough to show you every month, you kind of have these men and women spend literally about 300 days a year out in the field. They live in the backs of pickup trucks, in their campers, just waiting for the sky to become, ideal. And they travel all over the state. Landscape photography is a lot of work and a lot of time out in the field, and it wouldn't be possible, honestly, for us to have staffers out there. But we have some people in-house too that are smart enough to know what to choose and who to send out to get those images.
Well, they're professionals, and those people that are out there, I mean, that's their art, that's what they do. But if someone has a really killer shot, I'm sure they can submit it for to be considered, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And we've actually, as digital has evolved and gotten to the point that it is, we've seen so many new names come into the mix because that's made the profession more accessible. Although the camera bodies and lenses are still expensive, but you're not processing film, buying film, developing film. So a lot more people out there shooting. And again, I've said it on the show before. I mean, a lot of it's being in the right place at the right time. That shot of the inversion is a perfect example. He happened to be up there and woke up and it's like, oh,
and it was perfect.
Glad I got my camera.
Yeah, it's a lot more accessible. I mean, even some iPhone shots that I've seen are super nice.
Yeah.
But as always, thank you so much for coming on and showing
Alex.
us these beautiful pictures.
Have a good holiday.
You too. Now, guys, to get your copy and to subscribe, just call 1-800-543-5432 or visit ArizonaHighways.com. Now, stay right where you are. The Morning Blend will be right back.